Chris, I know Manchester City are a very, very good team, but 7-0, that's an embarrassing defeat, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and it's at this moment it's very difficult to take. We conceded goals far too early in the game, and if I look at the manner of which we conceded, one was offside, one was a wonderful strike by Toure, but certainly in 5 of the goals, they're goals that are far too comfortably scored, and there are so many disappointing things at the moment that we never allowed ourselves to get back into the game because it was always an uphill battle. Yes, we were up against a top-class team, but we knew that before the game. And the only way that you can keep yourself in the game against the likes of these is to make sure that you have discipline and to make sure you defend better than what we did today. But too many individual poor decisions and too many individual mistakes for the goals.
Clearly there was a game plan at the start. You sent the players out with their instructions. How much did they stick to what you told them today?
Well, it becomes difficult when you concede so early. But yes, there was a game plan. There weren't too many surprises in the way that they play. Their confidence, of course, was lifted by the early goals that they got, and they got stronger and stronger. And of course, amongst that, it then becomes difficult to try and play any type of offensive game. But the manner of the goals is what has disappointed me more than anything.
And you pride yourself on building from a solid base, but that's 11 goals you've conceded in a week up here.
Yes, it is, and I think if we looked at albeit against the best teams, and in 2 games in particular, Chelsea and Arsenal, where I think most were quite pleased with our performance with the ball in them games, but we've still conceded goals. It's something that we'll look at tomorrow. We have to address this one as quickly as possible because this result has to make us angry. It has to do, because I know that there will be a lot of upset people out there. We have a support that have travelled twice here to Manchester in 3 days, 4 days. It wasn't good enough for them, and for any criticism from our support, it's understandable. What they did do, they stayed here right till the end of the game. They had an option. And I don't think anybody would have taken too much away from them if they were heading back down to Norwich, well before the end of the game. But they stood here right till the end of the game, and I think that says something about our supporters.
After a 7-0 defeat, whoever the manager is, there's going to be questions about his future. You're talking about being angry and wanting to turn it round. You're not talking like a manager who's about to walk away from this.
No, this is a challenge, and this is a real big challenge. At the moment, I'm hurting because I'm not used to being on the end of that type of scoreline. Can it happen in this game? Yes, it can. Can it happen against the likes of a Man City side that we saw today? Yes, it can, and we won't be the only ones that it's happened to. But we have to learn from it and learn quickly. The performance today wasn't acceptable. I have to take the responsibility from that. I'm the manager, and I have to make sure that we come out fighting for what becomes an even bigger game now next week.